Okay, this is Trent Armstrong. I'm with Igniter Media, Raceway Media, RT Creative Group, and I am going to talk about some text animators inside After Effects today. And I don't even know why my face is on the screen. Let's see if we can find my entire screen here. And we're going to jump to After Effects. Here we go. We're going to start with a new composition. I'm just going to make it 1920, 1080, and it doesn't be terribly long. This one is going to be Text Animators 1. Zoom in just a tad here, and we're going to set up an exciting little text effect here. So I have some, I'm in a common office, so you may hear some stuff going on behind me. But for right now, I'm going to do Zap Dingbats. I know I'm going to be using these characters here.
Okay, good, because I have to run an errand. I'll be there in a second.
Okay, here we go. Is it Dingbats? Web Dings. Remember, there's maybe it's just a lowercase. It's the lowercase. Zap Dingbats S and T gives me the triangles. Okay, so I have triangles here, and I'm going to just kind of squeeze them together like this. Why don't we make them bigger like this? Squeeze them up like so, and just copy this text a couple times so we spread our triangles out. And I will drop down to my text animator here and click on my opacity. Now we can take a look at what's going on here. This is square, and we have different shapes for the animation. We'll select through those in just a minute, but for right now, let's start with our opacity, and we're going to drop the opacity. We need to spread that back just a little bit so there's not any overlap. And can do a randomize. Randomizing that order there. Now, if I change my offset, you can see that the order randomizes and my triangles change their opacity. There we go. Let's drop that down a little bit, and there's my opacity for the whole layer. And let's see, my opacity to go all the way out. So there we go. And my opacity for the whole layer, I'll take that down some. So now, here's my animator. I just have my offset set over, and the pieces are basically popping on. And let's try round and see what happens. So now that it's on round, pieces are kind of fading up and fading down. And see if we can change that a little bit. Maybe we just do subtract instead of add. And since we did that, you can see that they never actually are fully on the screen. And we can change the start and end offset and see if we can have fewer of them visible at any time. And then let's see if we can make them stay instead of here where we're all the way offset there to -100. They're all gone away, and all the way offset to +100. They're all gone away. Let's see if we can here in the middle. So let's see if we can go over here and do just duplicated that. I'll copy my offset, paste there, and then instead of subtract, we'll do add. So that didn't do anything. Let's see. Let's see what we can do to figure out how to have them show up. Maybe let's delete that second. Oh, maybe that's because that animator isn't even turned on. Let's see. Okay, so we have add there. Change our MC. Let's just go maybe right there. Delete that animator. Right there and set our offset to 44 at that point. And then instead of letting it get all the way out, just go to 65, set a keyframe. Now, we have them going, a few of them there, so going a little more, and then a few out. And we're going to copy that keyframe, set that there. So they basically loop back. There's my loop point. Now, I'm going to duplicate that animator because I do want something to change in the middle here so it doesn't exactly look like they are repeating. So maybe for this offset, let's just delete those guys, change -11. We can go 10 and then back as we get to this last keyframe. We'll go back to 11. Just to keep it from looking like it's switching back and forth. Change our random seed for the second animator. Looks all right. I'm gonna go to my out point here and set my end of my work area by hitting the N key. We'll just play through that with RAM preview. It does actually look a little bit like there's a reversal on that pin. Let's just see what happens if we duplicate this and change where it lives on the screen. See if we can get a little bit more the whole scene built here. Just going to scoot points over and match up. Like so. There, bring this guy down. Now that I have those two set like that, I can duplicate them. Sorry, let's not do this. Let's do this. Okay. Those two. Move those guys down here. This. There we go. And now they all look like they are the same. We don't want that. Just come in here and alter. Maybe start there. I'll just alter the randomness. See here. A little extra work twirling everything down there. Help ourselves out. Twirl, 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 random order. Just a couple more here. So this guy, let's do 3. 5 looks good. Go up to 7 like that. Just 2 more. There. Last one. There we go. Now we can RAM preview. And with just a little bit of effort, we're able to get nicely randomized pattern of fading triangles. Okay, all right. This is going to be text animators 2. Okay. And now this one is going to kind of be random movement. So we'll just start with some dots. I'm just using Option and the number 8 key. Mac. Should be centered up on there. But it is not. Change some of these settings. There we go. I bunched everything to one side like that. All right, so we'll just change our spacing. Let's actually spread the dots out a good bit. Because we've spread them out, I don't need quite as many of them. Delete a few. That. And now we're going to add another text animator. This time it's going to be position. And we're just going to do round, move them one way, set the randomness to on. I think I'll add a few more in here. Change the offset like that. We're not going to animate that offset currently. Duplicate this and animate the offset of this one. Let's try smooth right now. That. Set my ease high and low percentage. All right, so we've got some movement there. I'm just going to duplicate that animator and change where my keyframes are. That. And I'm going to duplicate this set of keyframes. And I'll just set my loop point to be inside there like that. Looks like they're moving pretty serious amounts, so we can maybe come in here and take the movement down a bit so they're not so hectic. I don't want them to be a little better than that, so let's try round and see what happens. Triangle. It's a little better. And then if we want the whole thing to move a little bit more than that, I can just set this offset up here with a wiggle expression. Or maybe I could do like wiggle 5 and 15. So there's kind of a constant motion the whole time. Or I could say my offset is minus 64 there. Just move that over. That my offset. Actually, if I'm going to have it loop, let's check my home and my end. Yeah, if I'm going to have it loop, I need to adjust that. So I need to copy that keyframe and paste it to the end there. Do want those guys actually moving. So yeah, you can see that's that could be interesting. Just that on a line, rotate it up, and there. Just duplicate, move it over, duplicate, move it over. And then we could even, this is a way to automate this. Scroll down, the randomize order, and set this random seed to the index of the layer that just sets it to this number right here. So when I duplicate, it's already randomizing itself. That, so we just preview that. All right. And as we can, we will scale it back up. It's easy enough to just change these out to a bunch of dashes. So, and then let's see, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. And there's 3. And in the past, there has been this kind of, I don't know, I think this technique may be dead now, but just so you know it exists as an easy thing you could do in After Effects, to have a kind of a worm in space, like it has the front end of it's big, and it it kind of tapers off at the end. And this guy traveling around the screen. So just standard After Effects has a stroke plugin. And so it's possible a little bit to do a stroke to get something flying across the screen. It's also possible to use Vegas. So if we delete that, and so can I do it with just a path? So if I do generate Vegas, there's no mask. Let's see if I can copy this path to that new mask here. That. And say over, yeah. I don't want to mess around with that very much. What I really want to do is create a text layer and just go ahead and put in a bunch of dots. So I can either use a period or that 8, or the option 8 that I was using earlier. A bunch of those, scale them up like that, and then squeeze them in like that. Let's just do one more set of them, like so. And now I can use my text effects, my text animator, sorry, scale. Let's do ramp down. Like that. We'll change it to ramp up. That just switches the side that it's headed to. Bunch it up, decent amount. Like so. In order to get it to move, just need to change my kerning on there. So what we'll do is we'll create a path like this. Over here, we'll loop it. Like so. Not super crucial what I'm doing here, just to get something roughed in and set it to that path. Now let's see, force alignment spreads all the dots out. That can kind of look cool. Then the margin is kind of what helps this thing move. That's not exactly what I'm looking at. Let's see, perpendicular to path is on. I turn my path back on, you can kind of see how it lines up or doesn't line up. Yeah, so one's kind of on the outside of the path and the other's almost centered on the path. Got a bunch, just a little bit more. Let's do minus 200. Oh. It's 195. Make sure my scale goes all the way to 0 or close to it. And I'll turn off my path visibility again. If I adjust my margin, see, I have the little worm moving across the screen. So I'll set a keyframe here, scoot over my timeline, change my margin, that, turn on motion blur, and hit a RAM preview. There's my little guy spinning around. And if I want to duplicate that or replicate the effect, just copy or duplicate my layer, then my mask path, grab my points and scoot them around. They can do different things. This. And we'll have us a brand new path. That. Path doesn't look very good. So let's smooth out those roundness better. That. Changing colors is just as easy as that. And that. We can even, if we want, because this is a text layer, I can add maybe bevel alpha to it. Give it a little bit of depth. Like so. For the blue one, you can tell it, maybe I want you to look like glass. No, that's the red one. Let's go. There. Turn our softness, adjust our height. The displacement was too big. We want the light. There. So there's just some 3 interesting things you can do with the text animator. That guy needs to keep going. Like so. All right, hope you enjoyed that. This is Trent, hopefully turning off this here because I want to go back to my camera. There we go. And if you want to get in touch with me, AE Trent on Twitter. And hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on text animators.